everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Campbell Chronicles. We are continuing on with episode 5 of our special guest interviews with Amy McAlin. She's a travel agent for onesparktravel. She's agreed to interview with me, and if you stick around to the end, you'll get a chance at a little bonus offer that Amy has for you. In the previous episodes, we've discussed Disney World, Disney cruises, your background as a travel agent, and why they should book with you as a travel agent. Now we're going to talk a little bit about something we've touched on throughout almost all the other episodes, the Disney Vacation Club. Amy, you're a Disney Vacation Club member. Yes. I recently bought into Disney Vacation Club back in July for me, so I'm still in my infantile stages. I haven't stayed on points yet. Have you had a chance to stay on points?
We're still kind of in the infant. We're a year and a half in.
Okay.
So we kind of used all of our points at once and going on the cruise that we met on. So
okay.
I found out later cruise isn't always the best use of your points, so
Sure.
we'll probably won't do that again, but that's where we used a good portion of our points. So now we're waiting to stay on points, and we'll go to Disneyland in the spring.
Okay.
It's going to be the first time staying on actual Disney property, not the cruise.
Nice. And so the only property to stay on with your points there is the Grand Californian.
Right.
I've been inside that resort.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. From the photos I've seen comparing it to Copper Creek versus the Grand Californian, they're different. They're slightly, they could be, I guess there's some similarities.
Yeah.
But they're different.
Yeah.
Do you own at Copper Creek?
Own at Copper Creek,
okay.
Yes. So I know Grand Californian is very hard reservation to get. So I think our day is like in 4 days that we can start booking.
That's coming up.
We're crossing our fingers. I'm going to wake up early and get on. If we don't get
That's
it,
like
we'll
a 4 a.m. wake up call for you, right?
Yeah.
Oof.
So we'll try to get it. I'm hoping. We have a backup plan,
okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Cool. So let's talk to some of the people who may not know about Disney Vacation Club. What is it?
So Disney Vacation Club is basically a timeshare that Disney offers for their properties. So you have an opportunity to buy in and own a little bit of Disney, little piece of Disney property. I think we own like 4% of like this tile in Copper Creek, like the tiniest bit. But basically you own however much you want to get points every year. So you're allotted your points every year, and then you use those points to stay on property, or you can actually, still go to Aulani, the Hawaiian resort. You can go to Disneyland, you can go to overseas parks, and you can actually go to thousands of different places around the globe. They do an exchange with RCI, which is a major timeshare company. Mm-hmm. So if you're not looking to go to Disney that year, you can exchange them for a different type of vacation too.
And you can get quite a bit for your points with the RCI exchange, from what I understand. So that's really cool. So you own at Copper Creek.
Yes.
I myself own at Aulani. We bought 175 points, and at that time they were offering a deal. They gave us 30 extra points, so we took that, and that's throughout the life of the contract. So we got 205 points. It was amazing. We loved it. We love Aulani. We visited twice, so we haven't stayed there on points yet. Next time, we'll definitely be staying there on points. But like she said, it's like a timeshare, and I almost cringe sometimes because I've had negative experience with timeshares.
Yeah.
I think timeshares kind of has a negative connotation, and so, but it's also at the same time one of the most relatable ways you can explain
Right.
it.
People kind of know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have these points. You can use it any time of the year. You're not locked into 1 week. Depending on what week you want to go or what time of the year you want to go, the points may go up or down on what's required to stay at that particular resort. Another nice thing is you're not required to stay at your home resort. I bought it at Aulani. By no means do I have to stay there. At 7-month mark, what that means is 7 months out from my vacation, I can book at any of the Disney resorts. So that's, goodness, that's like, what was there, 14 Disney Vacation Club properties on
Sounds right.
Disney World.
Take your word for it.
And then there's, like she mentioned, there's Aulani, and then we got the Grand Cal. I'm crossing my fingers for another Disney Vacation Club resort over in Disneyland soon.
Yeah,
we'll see. It's been rumored for a while now, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But so when it comes to Disney Vacation Club, why did you buy it? Why go with Disney Vacation Club versus another good timeshare out there?
Well, we listened to a presentation on our honeymoon, so that was on the Disney Fantasy. They're usually on the cruise ships talking about it. We decided to go and listen. We decided not to buy in at that point. Just didn't make sense financially, but we were talking about it. And basically, we knew that we wanted to not only take Disney trips about every year or so, but we wanted to travel around the world, and it was just kind of this opportunity to do it and to buy in and have that. We're already budgeting money for a vacation, might as well buy into something that is only going to grow in value as it goes on. So then our next cruise that we took in May of 2018, we decided to go to the presentation again, decided it was the right time. And so we went ahead and bought in, and we just know that it's a vacation that's going to be there for us. It's good for 50 years, but we're done paying on it in 10. And it's they always call it, when you go to the presentation, anyways dollars. It's money that you're going to be spending anyways on vacation.
That's very true.
So might as well put it in now when it's, the value is only going to go up and up. People who bought into the vacation club in the early 90s,
they did it right.
I'm sure they only spent, a fraction of what we're paying.
$66 a point.
Yeah. So they only spent a fraction of, less than half of what we paid buying in now. But now that it's years later, they have that value still, and they're still going to continue to have it for 50 years past that, as will we. So we're at the advantage of people who are buying in later. And if you're going to be taking those vacations anyway, it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah. And all the Disney vacation clubs, they're all in deluxe resorts.
Yes.
They're not your moderates. They're not your values. They're in the deluxe resorts.
Yeah. So that was another thing. We stayed at Polynesian for the first time, and we're like, it's going to be really hard not to stay at a deluxe resort. And those are $500, $600, $700 a night.
Yeah.
If you're just paying out of pocket, which sounds like
really, I could never afford there.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah. So if you have the vacation club, you just allot your points that year, and then it's already paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. Like she said, it's kind of like trip insurance in a way. You're gonna vacation.
Yeah.
You're gonna do these things anyways. You might as well just be putting it in there.
Yeah.
And then when you go, there's a lot of stress off your back because the money is already taken care of.
Yeah. You're just paying for your park tickets, your flight, or whatever.
Yeah. It's fantastic. And like she mentioned, like Amy mentioned earlier, it's not just Disney. There's RCI. There's other places you can use your points on: cruises, vacations by Disney, or adventures by Disney. All kinds of really cool things you can do with those points. You're not locked in to any particular week. And so again, like I said, timeshares, I feel like a kind of a crude way, but it's relatable. So at the time you bought at Copper Creek, why there? Had you visited Copper Creek before?
I hadn't visited. I actually still haven't visited.
Okay.
But it was what they were selling at the time. It was either that or Alani, and Copper Creek made way more sense to us because we go to Disney World.
Sure.
Alani is so far away, and we knew we wouldn't be able to stay there very often. So we went with Copper Creek, and it's a beautiful resort. I'm excited to stay.
I have to say, after watching some tours of Copper Creek online, it looks absolutely stunning.
It looks amazing,
it looks. I want to go during the Christmas time when they have that place decked out and all their Christmas decorations. They have really cool cabins you could use your points on. To stay in these 2-bedroom deluxe cabins with hot tubs and fireplaces.
Oh, another thing I forgot to say, the advantage of buying Copper Creek, it's new. So its deed is for 50 years out. If you really want to stay somewhere that they're not currently selling, you can find ways to or to buy at the older resorts, but then the deed isn't as long.
Right.
So we're still young, we have a young family, and we plan to still be using this in 40-50 years, so we didn't want to buy some place like Saratoga Springs. It was the first one, or was it Old Key West was first, but anyway, it's quite a bit older, so its deed is going to be expired, so it just doesn't really make sense financially either to buy something that's going to expire sooner.
Yeah, if I do... Now, when we bought direct because we wanted the perks and everything that came with it. Did you buy direct as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the blue card. What that does, it's kind of like an annual pass in some senses. It gets you discounts on food, merchandise, and sometimes annual passes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice. So you get the perks there. But then also... it gets you into places like Top of the World Lounge, the lounge inside Epcot. The lounge inside Epcot is a strictly Disney Vacation Club member lounge. You can go in there, have free drinks, snacks, and same thing with the Top of the World Lounge. It's over at the Bay Lake Tower. You get to go up there and watch the fireworks. The music's piped right in.
Yeah.
Again, free food and snacks and drinks.
They have amazing cake, apparently. The Top of the World. I forget what it's called, but this chocolate layer cake.
I've heard amazing things about that cake.
Yeah.
So, all kinds of perks throughout. Now, that's if you buy direct. They've recently changed a few things where you don't get those perks anymore when you buy resale. Advantages to buying resale is you can save a lot of money.
Yeah.
Thousands sometimes, depending on your contract, depending on how many points you want to get. If you haven't heard so already, the term add-onitis. Have you heard that term?
Yeah.
It's real.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. You know, once I found out what you could do with these points, it's like, oh my goodness, if I had only 100 more points, I could do this and this and this.
Yeah.
So it's going to come, just not yet.
Yeah.
I myself bought direct, and when we bought, my little story, we bought twice. The first time we bought at Copper Creek as well, at Disneyland at one of the presentations there. But it was a bad decision. We were not financially ready for it.
Yeah.
It was just not, we didn't have anything saved up for it. We had been researching it for about 2 years at the point, and we knew we wanted to do it. So we're like, oh, what the heck, let's just do it. So we were kind of not thinking straight. We put everything on a credit card, all our down payments. Anyways, as soon as we walked out, we knew we had made a bad decision, and within 10 days you can cancel. So we went back and canceled within that 10 days. Come to find out later, that's 10 days from when you date the paperwork. So we could have maybe maxed out some advantages and perks there, but it just wasn't the right move for us. So we ended up canceling. Later on, we had the money saved up. That's when we finally bought in. And we bought in at Alani this time. Alani made more sense to us because we're West Coasters. Grand California is really hard to get into, especially direct, and we knew we wanted a direct contract for our first, but we're going to have to go back, and anything we add on here from here on out will be resale, because we already got the perks. Now we're just going to save money by getting more points elsewhere on resale. So aside from that, there is something you should know. There's annual dues. Annual dues vary based on resort. The resorts that are on the coasts, so Alani and then over on Vero Beach and Hilton Head, those tend to have the more hefty
As does Animal Kingdom Lodge, because they take care of the animals, basically. So there's certain ones that, and you can look all that up before you buy to see what you if you want to save on those annual dues, just stay somewhere that has cheaper annual dues. I think the older resorts now, their annual dues are going up because they need more maintenance and things like that. So the newer resorts have lower, but they'll eventually, raise in price too. And those are ones that you'll pay your entire the entire 50 years, even after your points are paid off. So after you paid off your points, you're essentially staying on the price of your annual dues, which if you do the math, I did it once, I wish I brought the numbers, but if you do the math throughout the entire life of the deed, mine was 42 years, because we're at Alani, it's 8 years old now, so it's 42 years, and it comes basically down to, we're staying at this deluxe resort for value prices. So $100 a night kind of deal. I mean, I think we pay about $1,000 a year in dues, maybe $1,500, and I mean that's like nothing for a week-long vacation.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
at a deluxe resort that, like we said, is $500, $700 a night normally for anyone else, and it will only go up in price. Like
historically, it's only gone up.
The Polynesian, when it opened, 1972, when Disney World opened, I think it was like $30 a night or something.
Oh my goodness.
And so when you look at what it is now, I mean, if it just goes up exponentially, then the money you're saving is exponential as well.
Now, as we talked in our previous episode about resorts, you're getting that Disney difference now too. And not only just the Disney difference, you're getting the deluxe Disney difference. There's a big difference there. You get the transportation readily available at your fingertips. You get the kind, friendly cast member services that you should get everywhere, but at deluxe resorts, from my understanding, you do get a little bit more. It's a little bit more accommodating. So here's another tough question for you. So you're a travel agent, and you're trying to sell people on your product, which is getting these people to use you for their vacations. So, but you're also a DVC member. The Disney Vacation Club, I find that they don't typically use travel agents.
No, you don't really need to, because you're not paying cash for a room. You're using your points, and travel agents can't really book you on your points. So,
so do you find any kind of conflict there sometimes?
Most of the people I book their vacations for, they're going for the first, or maybe the first time in years. So they're not really the people buying into Disney Vacation Club. Now, that being said, it's kind of a testament to how much I kind of believe in the vacation club, because I tell people about it still, even though I'm not getting any benefit from them joining vacation club. But I'm still like, hey, if you think you're going to go like every year and you think you want to stay at these deluxe resorts, this is something you should really look into. And it's also a testament because, you know, when I book my own vacations, I could use myself, get the commission and everything, but I save more money, I think, doing the Disney Vacation Club than I do getting commission every time I go.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, I'm glad you're able to be honest with those people, because that's I think that's adds value to you personally.
Yeah.
You know, she is not afraid to tell you how she honestly feels about whether even maybe her product isn't right for you. She'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And it's just not like your typical car salesman where she's trying to just get you to buy at no matter what the cost is to you.
Right.
So as a Disney Vacation Club member, I have noticed from a lot of people in the community that Disney kind of changes once you become a member. So knowing that you're going to be coming back regularly, how do you do Disney different?
Well, I think, we haven't done Disney World since becoming members, so we will kind of have to see how we do it. But I think in general, we'll just be more relaxed. You know, that day that you're leaving Disney and you're just so sad, I think that will ease that pain a little bit, because we know we'll be back. We might already have our next vacation even already booked and planned. So I think, you know, once you're doing DVC, sometimes you're going 2 or 3 times a year even. So it's just takes that pressure off. You can enjoy those little more obscure things that maybe you don't really do. You do kind of the main attractions each time. You can kind of do these other things because you have a lot of time there.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that. I think we're going to wrap it up with that, guys. It's been a pleasure having you aboard this 5-episode journey with Amy Macklin. She's a travel agent at OneSpark. Amy, if they want to get a hold of you for your services, how can they do that?
So you can just shoot me an email, amy@onesparktravel.com. And if you mention that you saw me on the Campbell Chronicles, you're getting a $100 Disney gift card if you book a Disney World, Disneyland, Alani Adventures by Disney Vacation, $100 onboard credit for Disney Cruise Line. So even if you're seasoned Disney, you know how to do it all, still just go ahead and book through me and get the gift card. Why not?
Why not?
It's free.
A little extra scratch to take with you.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, thanks again. Amy, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us today. Guys, I really mean it. Thank you. We couldn't do this without your guys' support. We really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button on your way out. Give us a like and let us know what you think. Do you have any questions for us about the Disney Vacation Club? Are you a member? Are you thinking about becoming a member? Either one of us would love to get in touch with you and talk to you about this. So please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you real soon because it's time to say goodnight.